Breaking news, everyone, global currency markets are buzzing tonight. Something extraordinary just happened that's sending shockwaves through the financial world. Words spoken by former U.S. President Donald Trump have once again captured the attention of investors, analysts, and currency holders worldwide. But this time, it's not about politics, it's about money. Big money. Trump's latest remarks on international currencies have ignited fresh debates about the future of the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. From social media chatter to major investor circles, everyone is asking the same question: did Trump's comments just trigger a major shift in how the world views these two currencies? Stay with us till the end, because we're breaking down what was said, why it matters, and what it could mean for you. This is the moment global investors are watching closely, and you'll want every detail. Today's global financial environment is more interconnected than ever before. A single statement from a political or economic leader can move markets in seconds. When Trump spoke recently about massive changes coming to global currency values, his words immediately became a focal point for speculation, especially among those who followed the long-running conversations around the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. Traders began reacting instantly. Online forums lit up. Search trends spiked. People wanted answers. What exactly did he mean? While Trump didn't name specific currencies, investors quickly connected his message to long-standing expectations of adjustments or revaluations in developing market currencies. This triggered renewed hope among dinar and dong holders who have patiently waited for years for potential repricing or international alignment. Markets are emotional. They don't just respond to data, they respond to belief. And belief is powerful. Within hours of Trump's remarks, social platforms were flooded with discussions, predictions, and even small buying waves. Currency dealers saw a noticeable uptick in inquiries. Analysts observed that sentiment alone can temporarily strengthen speculative assets, even when no official policy changes exist. The dinar and dong have always held a special place in global currency discussions because of their unique economic positions. Iraq continues to rebuild its oil-driven economy, while Vietnam maintains impressive growth as a manufacturing powerhouse. Trump's comments, interpreted as optimism about emerging markets, reignited a conversation that had been quiet for months. To understand why people are reacting so strongly, we need to revisit the background of both currencies. The Iraqi dinar, after years of war, sanctions, and economic instability, remains a symbol of recovery and national strength. Its value is tightly managed by Iraq's central bank. The Vietnamese dong, on the other hand, represents a different story, one of steady economic growth, export expansion, and industrial competitiveness. Both nations have spent years modernizing their financial systems. They've upgraded banking regulations, attracted foreign investment, and built partnerships with international institutions. So when a high-profile figure like Trump publicly mentions upcoming changes in global currencies, these two names naturally dominate discussions. Financial experts are urging caution and perspective. They emphasize that statements made by political figures often influence short-term sentiment, but not necessarily long-term outcomes. In today's interview on an economic panel, several analysts noted that while Trump's influence over public opinion remains strong, actual currency policy is determined by central banks, international trade flows, and government strategies. However, they acknowledged that market psychology plays a critical role, and right now, psychology is clearly in motion. The idea that something big might be happening is enough to spark attention, and that attention creates movement. Let's take a closer look at the data. Following Trump's remarks, online trading searches for Iraqi dinar exchange rate and Vietnamese dong forecast surged dramatically. Discussion boards dedicated to global currency news saw record traffic. Dealers reported receiving thousands of inquiries from curious holders wanting to know if a revaluation was underway. Banks, however, maintained normal operations, confirming no official rate changes had occurred. What this proves is how influential words can be, not because they change the system overnight, but because they awaken interest, hope, and speculation in people's minds. For years, the dream of a currency revaluation has inspired countless investors. Some view it as a potential once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Others see it as a story of patience and perseverance. What Trump's latest message did was rekindle that conversation on a massive scale. His suggestion that major financial realignments are coming struck a nerve. People are talking again about possibilities, not guarantees, but possibilities, and that kind of talk always stirs the markets. Even mainstream financial outlets have begun mentioning the dinar and dong more frequently, often with cautionary tones but increased visibility nonetheless. Inside Iraq, the economic situation continues to evolve. The government has been actively pursuing economic diversification to reduce dependence on oil. New infrastructure projects, foreign contracts, and digital banking reforms are part of that transformation. The Central Bank of Iraq recently announced continued efforts to stabilize the dinar by controlling inflation and supporting foreign trade. This signals maturity and progress, steps necessary before any long-term value adjustments could ever be considered. The fact that global conversations now link Iraq's progress with larger global financial shifts shows how far the country's perception has come. Vietnam tells a similar but faster-paced story. Over the last decade, it has become one of Asia's most dynamic economies. Multinational companies are expanding operations there. Exports are booming. The dong remains managed by Vietnam's central bank, ensuring controlled stability even amid global uncertainty. Economists note that Vietnam's biggest strength lies in its consistent growth and manufacturing efficiency. So when speculation swirls around its currency, it's a reflection of real progress, not just rumors. Trump's mention of global currency realignment reminded investors that economies like Vietnam's are no longer small players. They're part of a rising wave of emerging market influence. Now, it's important to separate hope from hype. Many experts caution that while discussions about revaluation or parity adjustments make headlines, actual policy moves are complex and rarely happen overnight. Revaluations depend on a mix of inflation control, trade balances, and political stability. No single speech can replace these fundamentals. That said, investor interest can still lead to temporary price adjustments in unofficial trading environments. These mini-movements often reflect emotion more than reality, but they also reveal how strongly people believe in the long-term potential of these economies. Across social media, reactions are divided. Some users celebrate Trump's words as proof that something major is near. Others urge restraint, reminding everyone that similar statements in the past didn't lead to immediate outcomes. But what's undeniable is the renewed energy across global communities. Forums that had gone quiet are active again. Currency news channels, just like ours, are seeing record engagement. People want clarity, and they're searching for reliable analysis rather than speculation. That's what we aim to provide: perspective grounded in facts, not fear. Financial institutions remain silent on any confirmed rate changes. The official line from both Iraq's and Vietnam's central banks is clear: their exchange rates continue under existing monetary frameworks. Yet, experts agree that international attention can be beneficial. It shines a light on economic reforms, attracts investors, and encourages governments to maintain transparency. In that sense, even unverified global chatter can accelerate positive change, motivating policymakers to strengthen credibility and accountability. Let's talk about the psychology of markets again. When big names speak, smaller investors listen. That dynamic has shaped markets for decades, from oil prices to cryptocurrency trends. Trump, as a global influencer, understands this dynamic perfectly. His words often serve as signals that stir emotions. For holders of the dinar and dong, this moment feels like a spark, a reminder that their patience could one day align with opportunity. But financial advisors continue to emphasize preparation and education. They advise keeping currency holdings secure, tracking credible news, and avoiding any too-good-to-be-true exchange offers. Scams unfortunately tend to rise during times of hype. Authorities warn investors to stay alert. Never mail currency to unverified addresses, never share private banking details, and always confirm legitimacy through official channels. Real exchange centers operate under strict government and banking oversight. The smarter move right now is to stay informed, not impulsive. Those who combine patience with discipline will be best positioned for any future opportunities that arise naturally through policy or market progress. Beyond the immediate excitement, let's consider the broader global picture. The world is witnessing a major economic realignment. Developing nations are becoming stronger players in trade, manufacturing, and digital innovation. Iraq and Vietnam are examples of this shift. As their economies stabilize and integrate into global systems, the value of their currencies will naturally evolve over time. It's not a question of if change will come, it's a question of when and how sustainably. Trump's remarks may not have triggered an immediate revaluation, but they reminded the world to watch these economies closely. The global market thrives on perception. Today's narrative may focus on dinar and dong speculation, but tomorrow's focus could shift to global oil prices, digital currencies, or trade reforms. What matters most is understanding how interconnected these elements are. Iraq's stability affects oil markets. Vietnam's export performance influences Asian supply chains. Both factors feed into global currency valuations. The takeaway for investors: always look at the bigger picture, not just one headline or one statement. As 2025 continues, global economists predict ongoing volatility in currency markets. Factors like interest rate policies, geopolitical events, and trade deals will continue shaping exchange values. For holders of foreign currencies, the smart move is patience paired with education. Follow official updates. Understand your local banking laws. Seek guidance from certified financial experts before making decisions. Remember, speculation can inspire, but knowledge protects. The excitement around Trump's words reveals a deeper truth about human nature. We are motivated by hope. And hope, when combined with discipline, can lead to progress. For the dinar and dong communities, this moment is about more than just numbers. It's about resilience, belief, and unity. People who have followed this journey for years know that every wave of attention brings new learning opportunities. Whether or not major currency shifts happen soon, these discussions keep global attention on Iraq and Vietnam's remarkable transformation stories. As we wrap up today's report, let's stay focused on what truly matters: accurate information, smart decision-making, and long-term perspective. Trump's remarks have certainly shaken the global conversation, but their greatest value lies in reminding us to stay engaged, analytical, and alert. The world is changing rapidly, and those who stay informed will always have the advantage. Keep your eyes open, your documents safe, and your expectations balanced. Real wealth begins with awareness, not impulse. Thank you for watching Iraqi Dinar News. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'll continue tracking every development in the dinar, dong, and broader global currency markets. Stay tuned for verified updates, expert interviews, and exclusive analysis. Until next time, stay patient, stay smart, and stay hopeful. The world of finance never sleeps, and neither do we.